What's up, YouTube? Drew Nelson here to do another dip review for you guys. This time I'm going to be reviewing Copenhagen Natural Extra Long Cut. As you can probably tell, it's fucking extra long cut, and therefore goes down as probably the comfiest dip I've ever had. And I know you're probably sitting there thinking like, oh, well, Drew, like how can a dip be comfortable? This shit is fucking comfortable. Like I don't even know how else to describe it. You know what else is comfortable? Fat tire, and I got some right here. And I'm hanging out in my dorm room, just chilling before we go to dinner soon, and yeah, taking a dip to ease the troubles of a day. So, anyways, let's get right into it. As you can tell, I mean, this can is pretty much nothing special, just kind of the standard Copenhagen lid with the silver font and everything. I don't know, it's really nothing like too overwhelming. But we'll go ahead and throw a dip of it in, and then I will tell you why I do like this stuff on certain occasions. So pack your lid and get ready to join me. As you can tell, and I'll get some Coke Long to kind of compare for you guys. So here, actually I'll pack the long too, just to be safe. But okay, so I mean, as you can tell here, here's your Cope Long, right? That's like your standard Copenhagen Long Cut original, and you can just tell that shit is like muddy. It is like moist and fucking tobacco in every sense of the word. This stuff, by contrast, granted it's a freshly cracked can, but it's much more tightly packed. It's much more like just squeezed into the can, and all the leaves are kind of clumped together. You're not going to get as much loose stuff as you are with Cope Long. So let's go ahead and take a pinch of it out. Taking a pinch of this stuff is like, it's the most pinchable tobacco you're ever going to dip. For the most part, that's the reason that some people don't like it. It's not going to buzz you as much as Coke Long. But anyways, let me throw my fucking dip in and then I'll talk to you. Yes, okay, so right into it. Cope Natural. Quacky Dipper, who commented on one of my earlier reviews, mentioned that in his experience, Cope Natural buzzed him a lot and tasted like shit. Cope Natural for me, it doesn't buzz me at all. Not one fucking bit. As far as the taste goes, this Cope Long and this Cope Natural are pretty much the same. They're fucking identical for me. I can't tell a difference. But the thing that sets them apart, obviously, is the way the dip is cut. So this stuff, natural, I really, really love for one or two occasions. And those two occasions are either taking a road trip with your bros, or with anybody, really, because you can dip around anybody. Cope Natural just sits in your lip so fucking comfortably. Like it's hard to describe. It's just like, it's like a sponge of tobacco that just like sits in your lip, nice and easy. It's easy to spit, and it doesn't move around a lot. You just keep it in your lip. It stays in there nice and tight and everything. Nice and tight. Whereas like Cope Long, if you aren't good about like packing it up against the side of your gums with your tongue, it's gonna move around a lot, and that's why I wouldn't recommend this for first-time dippers, just because you're gonna get flex like in the back of your throat and like all that shit. This is something I would recommend for first-time dippers, absolutely. Mainly because it's easy to pack, easy to pinch, easy to dip. So road trip is one occasion. Just any time where you're gonna have a dip in for like extended periods of time, Cope Natural is fantastic. The other time I really like it is when you're playing golf. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like in every fucking video that I've ever made, I'm either wearing the hat of the golf club that we belong to in Colorado, or I'm wearing this Titleist hat. And everybody, like, all the fucking kids in my dorm, like, oh, like, I wore it out the other night, and they're like, oh, it's like 10:30 at night. And one of them came up to me and was like, hey, man, like, you going to play 18 after this? I was like, huh, yeah, well, fuck you. I like Cope Natural for golfing, too, because you're taking a swing and you're fucking shanking one off in the woods, and then you throw your club in anger, and Cope Natural still stays in your lip, no matter what. So, as far as the taste goes, again, it's really nothing different from Cope Long. Doesn't really buzz me at all, as I said. But the reason I like it, in addition to it being super, super comfortable, is the fact that it doesn't carve up your fucking gums like Grizz or like Coke Wintergreen or like something like that. It doesn't burn. There's no burn. There's no anything like that. There's nothing unpleasant about it. It's really easy to dip. It's really on the scale of like badass of dipping. It's pretty low. Like if you can imagine on a scale of 1 to 10, Cope Long is probably near the top as far as like the most badass dip to dip. Up there with like Cope Snuff or Grizz or something like that. And then as you kind of move down the scale, you've got like Skull Mint, some of the fruitier flavors of Skull like apple and cherry and all that. And those are around like 5, 6 or something like that. And then Cope Natural is like a 4. It's not going to be like, oh my god, like he's dipping Cope Natural, what a fucking badass. Like, but it is kind of like it's a good like working man's dip. My cousin, who lives up in Longmont, I'm from Colorado originally. I go to school at the University of South Carolina. This is my fucking wonderful dorm room. But my cousin is from Longmont, which is outside of Denver just a little bit. And his family kind of lives in like a rural part, like they have chicken and cattle and like, all that good stuff. And he does a lot of like landscaping work, and he fucking loves Cope Natural. Mainly, number one, because it's fucking cheap. Number two, because it's easy to keep in all day long. So there you have it. Also, I meant to do this in an earlier review. Some people, like my friends, have asked me like, how do you drink with a dip in? Sometimes, like the first time I tried it, I know like I got a little bit like stuck in my throat. I was like, oh fuck, well that sucks. But pretty much how to drink with a dip in. It's kind of tough to explain. You just kind of have to like learn how to do it by like trial and error. But the way that I like to do it is, so my dip is right here, right? Just put your drink, your beverage of choice, whatever you're fucking drinking, and put it kind of up like this, and you're not gonna, if your dip is off to the side, put it just barely to the right or the left, just right by your dip. I like to keep my dips kind of like near the front of my jaw, like right in there. Some people like to keep them back here. Some people like to keep them in the front. If you are keeping it in the side, kind of like I am, all you're going to do is just drink it like you drink anything like you normally would. But all you're going to do is kind of shift your tongue up and to the right as you, like away from your dip, as you drink it. So kind of get it on top of your tongue and then shift it up and right away from your dip. and no dipstick goes down. So that's kind of a good trick for parties or something like that. Like if you're at a frat party, like here at USC, where fucking half the school is Greek life, and you're walking around with like a brew or something like that, and taking a dip, then that's a really good way. It's good to like get used to drinking with a dip in. I wouldn't recommend eating with a dip in. I mean, I can do it, and I know friends that can do it and everything. But I personally, I like to fucking enjoy my food and not have to worry about my dip like getting in the way of anything. But I mean, so that's that. Just a little fucking tip for you guys. So that about does it. Copenhagen Natural, scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 6. It's the redeeming quality about it is the fact that it is, as I've said fucking 1,000 times before, so comfortable in your lip. But as far as taste or buzz goes or anything like that, it's not gonna blow you away with anything. But yeah, so that's about it. Oh, fucking story time. So the other night, being down at school as we were, me and a few friends from the dorm. I'm gonna be an RM. I probably shouldn't say that. Like the person in the dorm who like busts parties and shit, but like I'm not gonna care. Like as long as you're not shooting up heroin in the bathroom, like am I gonna sit around and like bust you for drinking every time I hear you crack a top? No. But anyways, so like we go out and we're really like we're looking for something to do. We're like, oh fuck man, like what should we do tonight? It's boring. Like there's nobody here yet except for like sorority girls and shit. And so we're like, oh, you know what? Let's go to the strip club. Why the fuck not? So I show up to the strip club with like my $22 in singles, and dances are like $2 a pop. Well, fucking the first dance that I pay for, I put $2 on the table, right? I'm sitting there and fucking Genevieve or Mystique or whatever the fuck her stripper name was, comes up and she's like giving me a lap dance and everything. And I noticed that she has a tattoo, like right here, that says Andrew, and it's got like angel's wings coming up off of it. And I'm like, of course me, I'm like fucking one to make small talk with strippers. So I'm like looking at the tattoo, and like her tits are like right here, and I'm just like looking right at the tattoo. And I go, oh, so who's Andrew? Is that like your boyfriend or something like that? Like, 'cause my name's Andrew. And she goes, oh, how convenient. And she didn't really like answer my question. So then like 30 seconds later, I was like, so you gonna tell me who Andrew is? Like boyfriend or something like that? And she goes, no, he's not my boyfriend. He's my dead friend. And I was just sitting there like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. So immediately I fucking like, she finishes the lap dance and I like get up and I told everybody else, and they're just like, oh my god, dude, like you destroyed that stripper's night, like making her talk about her dead friend. I'm like, yeah, a little bit. So fuck me, right? But anyways, so that's a little story for you guys. I'll be coming back with more of those hopefully soon. Yeah, so that about does it. Thanks for watching. Next video I'm going to do is how to make a Scooby snack. So if you like to dip leaf tobacco, Red Man, Taylor's Pride, Beech Nut, anything like that, be sure to check back. And if you're a first-time dipper and like you want to chew leaf tobacco or something like that, I will show you guys how to make a delectable dip snack that you can take with you pretty much anywhere you go. So thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on dipping.